Live from the Kenaston Arena, it's Sunday night. The Round Lake Bears take on the Kenaston Blizzards. It's Game 3 of the Provincial A Championship. Will the Bears fight through the storm, or will the Blizzards win the cup on home ice? You're watching Good On Industries Game Time on TL Media. Here's your host, Travis Longman.
Hello, Canada hockey fans in the United States and Newfoundland and wherever you are tuning in. It's great to be with you on this Sunday evening for our final broadcast of the season. Been getting a little choked up saying that it's been a long journey here on TL Media from start of September until now. As I said at the end of last night, I'm tired, but we got one more game, and what a game it will be. The Provincial A Championship is on the line tonight. The Dynasty, the Kenaston Blizzard, taking on the upstart Round Lake Bears, a thriving community Round Lake against the perennial powerhouse, the Kenaston Blizzards. Join me alongside is Reed Vandresser. Reed, let's talk about how your last couple of days have been.
Yeah, I was all set up to do play-by-play for the Provincial D. Mitch got to Turtleford, bless his soul, but the Wi-Fi wasn't strong enough, so I ended up having to call it like it was on the radio. Quite the experience for my first two games of play-by-play, having to be way more descriptive. You don't have the video to do any talking for you.
That is the beauty about live technology, and I would like to commend you for powering through it. Both of us had really technological challenges last night, but we pulled through and we toughed it out and we got the job done. Both teams are looking to get the job done. One team's looking to get the job done the first time, and that is the Round Lake Bears. Now let's meet the Bears. Number 29, Matt Cron. 31, Dan Bacala. 2, Troy Murray. 4, Josh Bear. 5, Jaden Isaac. 8, Turner Ripplinger. 9, Eli Helcrow. 10, Trey Bear. 11, Trent Campbell. 13, Colton Yellowhorn. 14, Ryan Stanton. 17, Chase Schraber. 19, Zach Fisher. 21, Cajun McKay. 20, Cajun McKay. 21, Sterling Bear. 22, Conrad McKay. 23, Tyler Fiddler. 24, Dale Weiss. 25, Brady Keeper. 44, Kirk Bear. 66, Callum Gervais. 71, Valdez Bear. 77, Keaton Ellerby. 88, Nathan Murray. And 93, Martin St. Pierre. The coach of the Round Lake Bears is Jason Smith. The assistant coach is Thomas Pratt. And the trainers are Cal McNabb and Arlen Yuzakapi. And now it's time to introduce the Kenaston Blizzard. Number 1, Carson George. 30, Tyler Peterson. 37, Connor George. 5, Evan Zadunik. 8, Nolan Hagen. 9, Jamin Yakubowski. 12, Eric Asbjornhus. 14, Logan McVeigh. Dawson George. 16, Jordan Tkach. 17, Kenton Dooley. 18, Chris Durant. 21, Hayden Wilm. 22, Andrew Serrar. 23, Leighton Jewell. 24, Cade Kehoe. 26, Logan Cassing. 27, Kendall McFall. 28, Brody Ringdahl. 39, Jackson Burby. 41, Garrett Bembridge. 55, Tanner Lashinsky. 73, Levi Cable. 74, Shane Collins. 91, Carson Stadnick. The head coach is Chance Jewell. The assistant coach is Chase Zadunik. And the trainer is Dustin Larson. We're going to take a few-minute commercial break, and then we'll be back for game number 3. You're watching Good On Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Good On Industries. Young's Equipment. Zaley Furniture. Shaw Agencies. Volley Aerobotics. Celebration Ford. So Creative. Wanda Heron Photography. Cork and Bone Bistro. Western Sales. Hawks Agro. Riverbend Co-op. Kenaston Superdraft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries.
Travis must be busy with his children. Both teams are on the ice. Round Lake wearing their beautiful red, black, and white jerseys. Kenaston in their, is that a black or a blue, Mitch? We will pause now for O Canada.
All right, let's do an audio check before we start. Reed, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Loud and clear, just like the fans in attendance at the Kenaston Arena. The refs are shaking hands with both teams. Trent Campbell is on, and there's going to be some language here that you can expect out of Denny's, but not on TL Media. My apologies. Number 23, Tyler Fiddler's on the ice, along with number 14, Ryan Stanton. Stanton opened the scoring for the Bears yesterday.
I love the duck.
And we're almost ready. We're underway here in Kenaston. The Bears come away with it. It is Ryan Stanton, cross ice pass. Across the blue line, over the red line, turned over, and back come the Blizzard the other way. It's Jewel, cross ice, hits a leg, and behind the net. Takes a shot. Battling for it, over it goes wide. Jewel with the shot, big rebound. And holding on for a whistle. A good start for the Blizzard so far. But more than equal to this opportunity was Bacala.
And that's going to be the biggest thing for Kenaston tonight is Round Lake is such a solid all-around team with an incredible goalie. They're not going to be able to do their typical run and gun offense.
And the physicality of Round Lake, too. They moves it up. Down the ice. It's in the far end. A big hit by the Bears. Moves it up. Kenaston has it in their own end. Banks off the boards. Round Lake turns it over. But they get it back. Banks it off the boards. Ryan Stanton sends it across ice. And Round Lake's bringing their physicality in the early going. And that was something that was missing last night. Hits a leg. Neither team wants to be the first one to make a mistake. With 18:41 left here in the first period, it's still scoreless. The dogs are barking. They might need to go out before the end of the first period, Ollie. Well, put some clothes on.
No.
Face-off comes down in the Kenaston zone.
No, Tom.
Not the permanent one. Round Lake is on the power play. Last night, special teams got the Bears back into it in the third period. They're going to be a key to this one this evening. The blast from the point takes a shot, and that goes out of play.
I'm being asked, Travis, where did Eli Halcrow play this year?
Esterhazy, if my records are correct.
Okay, I know he played for Rocanville a couple years ago, but I wasn't sure if he went over to Esterhazy when they got their team.
He also played for the Boys of Vane Border Kings back in when the great Ed Dick had control of the team. He's been very good to TL Media, and a lot of people love him, a lot of people hate him. Passes it over. But Ed has always been very good to TL Media. Back to the point. He faked the shot. And that gets blocked. Down the ice it goes. Hey, Mitch, did you see who's in the penalty box and for what?
No, sorry, buddy.
Looks like number 8, Nolan Hagen, is in there based on the scoreboard.
That's correct.
Moves it up ahead. Keeper had a beautiful goal last night with a hard shot from the blue line to cut the gap to 6-5. 17:20 left in the first period.
Can I show them something?
Passes it over.
Can I show them something?
No. Takes a shot. Down low. That goes wide.
Can I show them something?
Minute 13 left in the power play. Ollie, my camera's not actually on, but maybe we'll show our viewers during the intermission. Show them your drawings, okay? Thank you, Aaron. It was a too many men penalty. With 16:58 to go. Passes it over. Peterson has to be ready for everything here on the power play. We're back to full strength. Round Lake scores! The Bears, they pounce early. And it's a 1-0 lead for Round Lake. It would appear that number 11, Trent Campbell, opened the scoring. Producer Mitch, can you just confirm that?
The ageless wonder, Trent Campbell.
Over across the blue line. Takes a shot. Redirected. Big rebound. Stopped by Bakula. Kenaston almost answered right back.
And what a recovery by Bakula there. Getting back over to make the second save on a nice shot right in front of the net. Great job by Bakula.
It's going to be a nail biter this evening, folks. Kenaston looking to increase the streak 26 series in a row. Takes a shot. Big rebound. That goes wide.
Come on, boys.
Faceoff comes down in the Round Lake zone.
But me. Felt like you did hit me, Poppy.
There's a battle in the,
It's mine now.
takes a shot, hits the leg, and that goes in the corner. Going after it is number 13, Colton Yellowhorn. Yellowhorn feeds it down the ice. And our broadcast location is being invaded.
I miss it now, you.
Passes it over. Kenaston brings it in. Collins. Behind the net. Kept in. Kenaston looking to even this one up. Moves it up to number 13, Yellowhorn. Yellowhorn sends it up ahead. Up ahead. Kenaston across in the round lake end. Takes a shot. Stopped by McCalla. Big rebound. Bumps in. Turns it over. Across the blue line. Round Lake has it in their own end. And Kenaston comes in offside. We'll take a break. You're watching Good On Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Good On Industries. Young's Equipment. Zaley Furniture. Shaw Agencies. Volley Aerobotics.
And that faceoff will come to the left of Bakala here. As a quick shot on net is handled easily by him. They set up for the faceoff to the left of the Round Lake netminder here. Faceoff won by Kenaston. Quick shot on net. That is blocked in front. Kenaston collects it along the far board, sends it out, but Kenaston sends it right back in. Bakala out to play the puck to his defenseman who shoots the puck up. Kenaston gets it back, but Round Lake controls the puck in their zone. Number 14, Ryan Stanton has it, passed it up through center ice over the blue line. He comes in, shot, saved by Peterson. And that is, oh, go ahead, Travis.
No, you saw more of that play. I was refreshing my browser. What happened?
Well, they called icing on it, but goalie came out to play the puck. From my understanding, that should have waved the icing off, even if it had bounced off the boards. That faceoff should come back to center ice.
A rare miss for officials. Faceoff comes down into the Kenaston zone. Round Lake looking to increase their lead to 2-0. 14-18 left in the first period. Kenaston has it behind the net. Moves it up. Banked off the boards. Round Lake has it at center ice. Ryan Stanton gets it over. Stanton over, offside. A loud atmosphere at the Kenaston Arena.
And that arena is always packed, but it seems like they shoved absolutely everybody they could into that rink tonight.
Absolutely. There was a reason they tried to get this game played in Saskatoon at the Merlis Belcher place. Round Lake has a loyal following, as we saw last night on Treaty 4 territory. Kept in. Feeds down low. Passes it over. Kept in. Goes behind the net. Over at the far boards. Cross ice pass. Kenaston gets it back at their own blue line. Passes it up. Levi Cable's there. Cable had 2 goals last night. The shot by Peterson makes the save. Banked off the boards. Across the blue line. He takes a shot. Stop. It hits the leg and goes wide. Up ahead. Round Lake. Over across the blue line to catch. And that's offside. We'll take a break. You're watching Good On Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Celebration Ford. So creative. Wanda Heron Photography. Cork and Bone Bistro.
And with that save by Peterson, we will have a face-off to his right. Both teams getting set up. Linesman drops the puck, face-off won by Kenaston, taken behind their net. Passed up the half boards, but taken by Round Lake back in Kenaston's zone. Kenaston has the puck, trying to get out. We have a whistle, and we are getting a high sticking penalty to Kenaston. It will be a Round Lake power play, I believe. Or are they just saying it was played with a high stick? No, it will be a Kenaston power play, actually. Round Lake wins the faceoff, sends it down the ice. Peterson out to corral it for his team. Taken by Kenaston up the far boards. Pass up, past the blue line. Pass across is deflected by Round Lake, and they fire it back down the ice. Peterson out to play it again. His defenseman takes it. Brings it up the ice all by himself, jumping into the play. Passes up across the blue line. Shot on net, goes wide. Kenaston corrals it right in front of our broadcast location. It's behind the net. Kenaston has it. Passes it back up to the blue line. Shot back down low. Kenaston has it. Round Lake, nice defensive stick there. And
Kenaston scores! The Blizzards are on the board. It's 1-1. Read what happened.
Just nice puck movement by Kenaston. They had Round Lake back on their heels in their own zone, but Round Lake with a couple of really good reflections. But it ends up coming to the Round Lake player in the Kenaston player in the slot for a nice shot. And I see Travis is muted. I will take this. Round Lake with the puck. number 2, carries it up, shoots it down on Peterson, who covers for a whistle. We'll have a face-off to the right of Peterson in the Kenaston zone.
10:56 to go in the first period. Thank you, Reed.
No problem.
Excuse me.
Round Lake with the puck in the Kenaston zone. Battle for it behind the net. 2 Kenaston players and 2 Round Lake players battling for it. Still in the corner. Sent up the boards to the defensive line. Offside on the shot taken by Round Lake. That face-off will come out to the Kenaston side of neutral ice. Nope, Travis is still being a parent. Kenaston wins the face-off. The defenseman has it. Passed up to the blue line. Tipped into the zone, but Round Lake shoots it back down where Kenaston grabs it around center ice. Kenaston fires across ice, down and in, but that will be icing. Even though Bakala came out to play it again, Kenaston is going to get upset with that, as that should be no icing when Bakala comes out to play the puck like that. That could be a point of frustration for the Kenaston Blizzard, but the face-off is to the right of Peterson in the Kenaston end. Linesman drops the puck. Kenaston wins the face-off. Passed around the boards, up to the half boards for Kenaston, who flips it down for a lead pass. Kenaston has it. Defenseman loses his stick. He stops, waits, tries to pass it across, but a nice stick tie-up by the Round Lake Bears. Battled for along the corner boards. Across from our vantage point. Nice shot in front.
Big save there by Bakala. Holding on for a whistle. Thank you, Reed, for bailing me out there.
No problem.
And we have a rough stop behind the Round Lake net.
Round Lake player there. I can't see the numbers. Gonna have to be careful. The linesman is in there. You can't keep pushing at him, or you could get an abuse of an official penalty. Gonna have to be careful with that shoving while the linesman's in there.
Absolutely. You can't be pushing anything in a white and black sweater, especially if it isn't official. Hockey is an emotional game, and sometimes our emotions get the best of us. But the teams that can keep their composure will be the team that wins tonight. Durant out there to take the draw. That's Bjorn, who has it over on the near board. Passes it over across the red line. Brings it into the Kenaston end. Hits a body and up ahead. Here comes Kenaston. Breakaway in all alone. Backhand. Stopped by Bakala. Enormous save. There is a large contingent of Round Lake fans in attendance. They travel very well. Listen, causes the turnover. Shot stopped by Bakala. He's been the busier of the goalies the last couple of minutes. As Backstreet's back blasts over the loudspeaker, Mitch is trying to rock out to it. But we've got a hockey game to do. Brings it back to shot. Big save, big rebound, and that goes wide. Gets it out. Round Lake brings it in, takes a shot. Big rebound, stopped by Peterson. Holds on for a whistle. 1-1 is the score. 9:15 left. You're watching Good on Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Celebration Ford. So creative. Wanda Heron Photography. Cork and Bone Bistro.
And we appear to have lost Travis as Mike Kenaston has it along the half boards. Round Lake picks it up, though. Quick shot on Peterson. That is blocked away. Goes back in front of the net. Kenaston with it, gets it out of the zone, but Round Lake, number 74, who isn't on the roster, sends it back in, but it will be offside. And Travis is back.
I hope so. My microphone just keeps booting me out and stops working whenever it wants to. Face-off comes in the neutral zone. Can't tell from our vantage point who's out there. Round Lake wins it. They have it at the center ice line. Spinning around his keeper. Keeper up. Down. Takes a shot. Stopped by Peterson, who holds on for a whistle.
Mitch, could you ask Shawnee if she's still beside you, who's wearing number 74?
Chips it down the ice. On Bakula. Kenaston has it over. Across the red line. Moves it up. Going down with the blizzard, but no call. They keep bumping into each other. Cross ice pass. Moves it over. Down the ice. Kenaston has it. It's a 2-on-1 developing. The backhand. Big save there by. Enormous save by Bakala.
What a save to fall back, not knowing where the puck is, trusting your defense to shove that puck underneath you is exactly what he did there. Kenaston's going to probably say that the puck was free, but it was shoved underneath Bakula. Great job by the defense there.
To answer your question, Reed, 74 is Turner Ripplinger.
Okay, so he's 74 instead of 8. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Feeds it down low. Kenaston has it. Looking for more. Behind the net. And Kenaston has it. Moves it over. Stadnick with the shot. Missed the net. Another big shot. Turned over with the shot. He scores! The Blizzard are up 2-1. What a shot!
And you could tell by Bakula's response there after that went in, he wants that one back. He has those type of shots 9 times out of 10. Just a little floater thrown at him. Just looks like just over the pad, in between the pad and the blocker.
Absolutely.
What a shot.
A little bit of a knuckle puck like you'd see on the Mighty Duck movies.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see a bit of the flying V tonight. What do you think?
As long as it's done better than the movie and it's not 6 feet offside, I'm down.
Oh, come on. That wasn't offside. It was in a movie and it wasn't called.
I also think there was about 7 cases of interference on that too.
Oh, at least. Chris Durant's out there to take the draw. And Round Lake comes away with it. They bank it off the boards. Number 23, Tyler Fiddler. The Dogs are hungry. Turned over with a shot. It goes wide. Round Lake has it behind the net. They move it up ahead across the neutral zone. Feeds it back to number 44 of Round Lake. Kirk Bear. Round Lake. The Dogs are hungry here. So are the Bears. They're looking to tie this one up. With 6:32 left in the first period. Down the ice it goes. Round Lake has it. Keeper. Keeper passes it over to number 14. Stanton. Keeper and Stanton. Cross ice pass in the center. Back. Across the blue line. Over the red line. Dumps it down. Kenaston has it again. Turns over. Hits the leg. Stanton, cross ice. And they bring it into the Kenaston zone. They take a shot. Stopped by Peterson. Banked off the boards and out. Up ahead. It's a 2-on-1 developing. Gets in. Oh, loses control. A good defensive play there by Round Lake to get a stick on that one to negate a scoring chance. Kenaston has it once again, though. Turns it over. Back to the point. The wrister. It's bouncing. Puck still loose. Takes a shot. That goes behind the net. Then the shot. That goes wide. Collins pinching in hard. Trying to keep it in, but a good play there by the Round Lake player. Now, play continues. Says, there's a tickle in my throat. Gets by. A good play there. Good stick there. Knock it ahead, and it's a break for Round Lake. That takes a shot. Stopped by Peterson. An enormous save to keep his team ahead. 4:55 remaining in the first period. You're watching Good on Industries Game Time on TL Media. And hopefully when we come back, my mic still works.
Western Sales, Hawks Agro, Riverbend Co-op, Kenaston Super Draft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries.
Welcome back. Still 2-1 in favor of the Kenaston Blizzard. Round Lake is on the power play. Is that correct, Reed?
I believe so.
That's what the graphic said. We'll roll with it. So down the
Like
ice.
they got 4 guys on the ice.
Round Lake is on the power play.
Come on, boys.
Moves it up. Round Lake looking to tie it up here. Special teams. So far, Kenaston has been the more undisciplined team here this evening. And if you're going to win a provincial championship, you have to remember to stay out of the penalty box. Takes a shot. Peterson with the save, and that goes down the ice. Moves it up. Back into the Round Lake end, quickly moves it ahead. Hits a leg and stays out in the neutral zone. Fed down the ice. Up. Banked off the boards. Passes it over. Round Lake still has it. Back at the blue line, puts it on net. And Kenaston is able to clear and get it out, much to the delight of the home fans. Putting enormous pressure on them.
20 seconds, 20 seconds.
20 seconds left on the man advantage for Round Lake. Sends it up ahead. The Round Lake player stumbles there, moves it up. Kenaston moves it up, banked off the boards, and it's looking like another successful penalty kill for the Blizzard. 2-1 is the score in favor of Kenaston. Round Lake has the pressure on, though, right now. Off the boards. Takes a shot. Oh, an enormous save by Peterson. 2:33 to go in the first period. Holds on for a whistle. And we're going to take another TV timeout. You're watching Good On Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Western Sales, Hawks Agro, Riverbend Co-op, Kenaston Super Draft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries.
Face-off comes down in the Kenaston zone. Round Lake trails 2-1. And Kenaston comes away with it over along the far board. Trying to get it out. They get it across center into the Round Lake end. Going hard after it. Collins has his man pinched up against the boards. Number 21 for the Bears. Sterling Bear. But Round Lake back the other way. The backhand feed, the nifty shot. The big rebound, Peterson. With a big save, who holds on for a whistle. What a rush. Whoa, what a rush by the Round Lake Bears. Looking like the Legion of Doom right there. Round Lake looking to be the one behind the one in 24-1. That's how many series Kenaston has won in a row between league and provincial play. And here they come breaking out. Sent down.
And Travis, I think Round Lake is gonna have to start playing their physical game and throw the body around. It seems like they're trying to match skill for skill with Kenaston, which they are skilled enough, but a part of their game is their physical play. Start throwing that body around and get into Kenaston's head.
Oh, no.
Face-off comes down.
Yeah, that's us.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Kenaston doesn't come away with it. Come out, Yellowhorn across the center. Yellowhorn still has it, the backhand. The former Lethbridge Hurricane turns it over. Falling down, up ahead. Down the ice. And that one goes for icing. Minute 21 left in the first period. Kenaston has a 2-1 lead. Coming up during the first period intermission, we'll be watching a lot of that Zamboni drive around. And I'll be answering my son's question. The shot hits a body. And up ahead gets it. Kenaston breaking back the other way. Stadnick loses it. In front, though. Stadnick almost got it again. Up ahead, number 23. Tyler Fiddler. Up ahead. In front. Stadnick with the shot. He scores! Stadnick with the wrister. And it's 3-1. What a shot!
The Round Lake goalie looked upset there. I think he's saying that he was interfered with. That's why he lost his stick, but referees having none of it.
And Kenaston has a 3-1. A 3-1 lead late in the first period. Pinked off the boards. Down the ice. And that one's icing. Durant out there to take the draw. Pinked off the boards.
Get there. Come on, Murray.
The Murrays turn it over. A good play there by the Blizzard. Sent down the ice. Moves it over. Hawkins behind the net. Back in front, the shot. Missed the net. Big rebound. Takes a bit shot. And that goes wide. And the score after one period of play. The Kenaston Blizzard 3. The Round Lake Bears 1. We'll be back with second period action after a bunch of words from our sponsor.
Good On Industries, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, Shaw Agencies, Volley Aerobotics, Celebration Ford, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography, Cork and Bone Bistro, Western Sales, Hawks Agro, Riverbend Co-op, Kenaston Superdraft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries.
Boost your efficiency and your bottom line with Young's Equipment and Case IH. From the versatility of the Puma 150 CVX to the best-in-class efficiency of the Maxim 145, Case IH tractors can handle everything from field work to loader work. And with the RB565, you'll bale faster than ever and save on handling, transportation, and net wrap expenses with superior bale shape and density. Find your nearest location at youngs.ca and see how Youngs and Case IH can boost your efficiency.
As Jeff Peterson will attest, there's only one game you all care about on the West Coast, Jeff. It's the Vancouver Canucks at the St. Louis Blues. And Gary Bettman said yesterday that the play-in tournament's underway. The playoffs are underway in the NHL. Do you feel that with your Vancouver Canucks tied for the final playoff spot with St. Louis and the two meet tonight?
Yeah, I mean, last week they were in Calgary. That was a massive game. On Sunday, they had Utah in and fell flat on their face, but that was a big game. And now the next biggest game of the season is tonight in St. Louis. Two teams tied on 75 points. Winner tonight's going to leave the building with the final wild card spot for at least tonight. Canucks have it by percentage points, but the Blues can leapfrog them. So, yeah, look, what a difference a year makes. Last year, the Canucks were rolling with 50 wins and 109 points. This year, they're right there in that mud puddle around the playoff bar. But if they want to be a playoff team, these are the games that they have to win. So we'll see if they're up to the occasion. Start of a 6-game road trip that probably will determine the outcome of their season.
Does it have the feels, though, Jeff? You've covered a lot of playoffs, Stanley Cup runs for the Canucks. Does it have, not a Stanley Cup feel, but does it have a playoff feel, the vibe out there?
Yeah, absolutely. The other night against Winnipeg, they rose up with what was, if not their best, pretty darn close to their best performance of the season. Building was buzzing. Canucks scored 6 goals, which is incredible because the last time they were in St. Louis, Rod, they beat the Blues 5-2. After that game, they went 16 straight without cresting 3 goals. Like, it's tough to win in the National Hockey League if you're scoring 1 and 2 a night. And that's really been the Canucks story. And then out of nowhere, they scored 6 against Chicago on Saturday, lost to Utah on Sunday, and then exploded for 6 more against the Jets on on Tuesday night. So they're feeling good about themselves. Brock Besser scored for the first time in a dozen games. Elias Peterson showing some signs of life after what's been a really difficult season for him. And Quinn Hughes has played his way through injuries, but he looks healthy, and he's been terrific as well. So, absolutely. Look, just squeezing into the playoffs, that's not what the goal was at the outset of the season, but this is their lot in life now. And so if they want to be a part of the tournament, they have to hold their own down the stretch. So, yes, I think you can feel the significance, the importance in the locker room and just in the market in general.
Ted in Red Deer's got a great question that I actually think about myself, but I'll use his words. He says, hey, Jeff, Rick Tocchet behind the bench seems pretty calm and cool, the opposite as the player he was. Am I correct in his coaching style? What do you see there, Jeff?
Look, Rick has been terrific to deal with, has had some success here. I think this has been a challenging, frustrating year for him. And all those games where he just couldn't squeeze offense, like a lot of coaches, if you're not scoring, what do? You revert to defending, right? And this is a guy whose entire coaching platform is built on structures and staples, and he's a big buzzword kind of guy, board battles and all those types of things. They've been good defensively. Since Christmas, they really have limited opponents to shots and the goals against. And Kevin Lankinen's been a big part of that. And what a godsend he's turned out to be for this hockey club. But I do think that in recent weeks, we've seen some frustration. The pressure's on. Rick is a guy who is heading into a bit of a uncertainty himself. The club has an option for him next year, but if he's looking for any sort of long-term extension, I think it's important that he gets into the playoffs because they've been low scoring, they've been low event, they haven't been a ton of fun to watch. But through it all, he has maintained, yes, a level of cool and calm that absolutely doesn't reflect. I mean, we all remember Rick Tocchet, the player, just an absolute feared competitor, as tough as they come. We see some signs of that. But yes, I think with age and the fact the game has changed a little bit, I have no doubt, Rod, that he would like a few more guys that are cut from his cloth in his lineup, but that's not who the Vancouver Canucks are. They're not a particularly rugged team. They're not a big team. They try to defend, and on nights when they do it well, they can be successful. But again, the challenge has been to generate a little bit more offense than they have on most nights this season.
Yeah, well, wouldn't every coach like a few more Rick Tocchet's? But, great players make great coaches. I think everybody feels Rick Tocchet is a good coach. He was in Tampa Bay, Arizona, and had, somewhat success in those places. But, let me ask you this. You said some real nice things about Travis Green post his Vancouver time. How do you feel about what he's done in Ottawa? Yeah, I get the sense you're not surprised that he's got the hottest team in March, the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, I mean, I'm loving the fact that all these Canadian teams are, for the most part, above the playoff bar, and a couple here out west, obviously, that are jockeying for this final position. I don't think that you're going to, there is no way that the Flames and the Canucks can both get in, so it's not going to be across the board. But yeah, from a distance, I've watched Ottawa. They've got so much top-end talent up front, and most of it's young still. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that they've been able to take a step here this season. Brady Tkachuk, when we talk about Rick Tocchet type players, Brady Tkachuk would be near the top of the list in terms of, in this modern day playing the way that a guy like Tocchet did back in his career. So, yeah, like I kind of quietly pulling for the Ottawa Senators. They're positioned pretty well now. Tough loss the other night against Montreal, but no, not terribly surprised. They solidified their goaltending, Linus Ullmark, and even when he's been out, they've had a couple others step in there. So, you've been around the game as long as I have, Rod. You got goaltending, you got a chance, and for the most part, the Sens, who in years gone by haven't necessarily had guys they can trust, I think that's been a massive upgrade. They got what they paid for, and Linus Ullmark, and it looks like he is going to deliver them to the playoffs this year.
I am loath to ask you this, and they say you look back, you turn into a pillar of salt. But just the JT Miller, Elias Peterson thing, like Rich Sutter came on this show, Canucks alum, and said, stop talking about it. Stop talking about it, to all the Vancouver media. But how hard was it to either talk about it or not talk about it, Jeff? You were like in the middle of it as a big Vancouver media name. How sticky was that? And has everything been resolved now that one of them's gone?
Well, we can't stop talking about it because on Saturday, the Canucks are at Madison Square to take on JT Miller and the New York Rangers. So once they get through this St. Louis game, that's going to be the talk of the town all day on Friday. Is going to be setting up that matchup. And I think a couple of Canuck players are, they've already got a dinner set up on Friday night to catch up with Miller. I doubt Elias Peterson is going to be part of that dinner party, but hey, you never know. Break some bread, turn a page. Look, 25 years on the job here covering this team in this market, never seen anything like it. And from the outside, I get it. People saying, like, can't these guys are the pros? Like, you don't have to be best buddies. Just suck it up. You're getting paid millions to play hockey. But it sounded like, and look, marriages break down. It happens. There's irreconcilable differences. These are human beings. And it felt like they got to an impasse where they sat them down as an organization. They tried to patch up differences. They tried to make it work. And I do think some lines were crossed and bridges were burned. And ultimately, one of them had to go. And when Jim Rutherford came out in the Globe late January and basically laid it bare and said, this is causing problems in the locker room. Like, it has now dragged others down. It's not tenable. We can't move forward. Like, when the president of the hockey ops is saying that, then forget the media and what we're saying. This is the guy at the top of the food chain who's basically laying it bare that absolutely, as much as others have denied it, the president's saying, no, it's real, it's happening, and we have to do something about it. So it was wild. At its heat, right before Christmas, like complete chaos around that rink and in this market.
Yeah. It seemed like it. Well, you handled it very well. And before I let you go, please inform our listeners where they can consume your Canucks coverage, because business is booming. I know that, Jeff, where they can look you guys up.
Well, I think selfishly we want them to get in the playoffs because that's the best time of the year, and it'll allow us to continue doing what we do and extend the season here. We do a live stream post-game. We followed in your footsteps, Rod. Branched out, and every night after all 82 games, we do go live on YouTube and having some fun with that, and it's turned into a popular program out here. We've kind of planted our flag in the post-game space. So rink-wide Vancouver, doing a lot of writing at Canucks Army as well, doing a little branding behind me, you can see. And a couple of weekly hits on Sakaris and Price as well. So, we got the Canucks covered in a bunch of different spaces and 14 games to go starting tonight in St. Louis. And then we'll see if there's a few more after that in the way of playoff hockey.
Enjoy the ride, Jeff. Thanks for jumping on as always.
Good On Industries, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, Shaw Agencies, Volley Aerobotics, Celebration Ford, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography, Cork and Bone Bistro, Western Sales, Hawks Agro, Riverbend Co-op, Kenaston Superdraft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries.
It appears like we have some time. I will send it to another commercial break.
Good On Industries, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, Shaw Agencies, Volley Aerobotics, Celebration Ford, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography, Cork and Bone Bistro, Western Sales, Hawks Agro, Riverbend Co-op, Kenaston Superdraft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries.
Boost your efficiency and your bottom line with Young's Equipment and Case IH. From the versatility of the Puma 150 CVX to the best-in-class efficiency of the Maxim 145, Case IH tractors can handle everything from field work to loader work. And with the RB565, you'll bale faster than ever and save on handling, transportation, and net wrap expenses with superior bale shape and density. Find your nearest location at youngs.ca and see how Young's and Case IH can boost your efficiency.
Get red and ready with Case IH and Young's Equipment. From Case IH combines to MacDon headers, Young's carries all the best in new or pre-owned harvest equipment. With field-ready, industry-leading equipment and highly dedicated service staff, we're here when you need us most. Come experience our award-winning service for yourself and visit youngs.ca to find your nearest Youngs Equipment location.
Good On Industries, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, Shaw Agencies, Volley Aerobotics, Celebration Ford, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography, Cork and Bone Bistro, Western Sales, Hawks Agro, Riverbend Co-op, Kenaston Superdraft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries.
And just as we're waiting for the teams to come back on the ice, that first period, we saw Kenaston is really liking those long stretch seam passes across the ice. For any of you who turned in earlier and saw the Edam Redverse game, Edam was counteracting that by activating their defenseman to step up into the neutral zone and make a hit on that. I think we're going to have to see Round Lake do the same thing. They have some very, very big, strong defensemen, and I think we're going to have to see them activate those defensemen to jump up on that stretch seam pass and shut that down and make Kenaston change their breakout strategy, because right now they're getting into the zone way too easy.
They sure are. And what do you think the coach of Round Lake said to their team?
Well, I got to think it's kind of exactly that. They're built around skill, size, and physicality. So if they can start activating those defensemen, or honestly ignoring the puck sometimes and taking the body, you're going to make Kenaston defensemen think twice about sending that stretch pass, knowing that that defenseman is there timing that to make that hit. That defenseman isn't going to want to put his teammate in that position.
No, Round Lake, they weren't overly physical that period, which is their style. They're what they're best known for. But another thing that they're known for is never giving up. They've got the John Cena demeanor, never give up.
And yeah, they're going to need a couple of guys to really step up here. We saw Brady Keeper and those guys play really well that first period, but those guys like Trent Campbell, Colton Yellowhorn, Turner Ripplinger, they're going to need that help from those guys to step up and get back into this game.
Indeed. Kenaston is a dangerous team, and the key ultimately will be to stay out of the penalty box as well for both teams. Kenaston feeds it off the boards and trying to get it out. Takes a shot, stopped by Peterson, who holds on for a whistle.
And a message from one of our viewers that knows Eli Hellcrow pretty good, thinks that he's a guy that could change this momentum with a big hit.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be shocked to see Round Lake go out there and try to send a message with a big thunderous hit. As the play comes down. Bumped into the far boards. Round Lake still has it. Takes a shot. That's moved up ahead. Up, breakaway in. He shoots. He scores! The Blizzards! One more. Holy jumping. Who had 4-1 on their prediction card?
I definitely did not after the way the game one went here.
You can never count Round Lake out of a game, though. As we saw last night, Kenaston might be down by 3 or up by 3, but they need to treat it like they're trailing. They cannot give up, or they can't sit back, rather.
And a little shove by Peterson to the Round Lake player there. Good discipline by the Round Lake player to not do anything back to him and get a penalty. That's number 65. No, it can't be.
66, Callum Gervais.
Okay, it was Caleb Gervais. That's what I heard from Shawnee.
Banked off the boards, trying to get it out. Kenaston with the shot. Peterson with the save. That up ahead.
Get there, boys. Get there.
Passes it over. Behind the net. Kenaston has it. Turns it over. Takes a shot. Misses the net. Murray misses the shot. Passes it. Backhand over to the boards. Down in front of the net. Up ahead. Down the ice out to play it. Now, if you're Round Lake, do you think about making a goaltending change possibly?
I can't imagine that it's not in the coach's mind at 4-1 in a provincial ceiling game. Matt Cron is an incredible goalie as well.
Yeah, so all the players on Round Lake are incredible players and incredible human beings too, and they're definitely role models for the young First Nations that are watching, and definitely people that they can look up to and idolize. And it's great to see a team like Round Lake in the provincial final and give young First Nations people positive role models.
$100%, and it's great for not just Round Lake, Ochapowace First Nation, any of them. With Shawnee Bear doing the streams that they do, it is incredible role model for the young kids. It's great what they have there, and that should have been a penalty on Kenaston.
That should have been. It definitely looked like interference anyway. We're going to take a quick timeout. You're watching Good On Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Good On Industries. Young's Equipment. Zaley Furniture. Shaw Agencies. Volley Aerobotics.
We got Conrad on the face-off. We have Fiddler and Captain. We got Kirk and Josh.
And it seems like we have lost Travis's mic. Shot by Round Lake, deflected high and out of play. That will be a face-off in the Kenaston zone. Kenaston adding a lot of pressure on, or Round Lake adding a lot of pressure on Kenaston early in the second period. Exactly what they need to do. Face-off will come to the left of Peterson for the goaltender for Tyler Peterson, the goaltender for Kenaston. And I believe Travis is back.
Welcome back, Kenaston.
Oh.
Kenaston has a delayed power play coming up. And it remains 4-1. Kenaston They can really put this game out of reach with a power play goal right here. Faceoff comes down in the Round Lake end. Kenaston is on the power play. Down the ice it goes. Peterson's out to play it. Sadek across the center. Across the blue line. Gets it over. Shot down low. Gets it back in front. Back in front. Then good turnover. Round Lake. Good defensive play there. Down the ice it goes. Lasinski passes it across the blue line. Over tic-tac-toe and a shot. And a save there by Bakala. Faceoff comes down in the Round Lake end. Round Lake's looking to creep back into this one. Little slow drop on the puck here. And that goes out of play. Coming up during the second period intermission, we will have another episode of the Rod Peterson Show. I would like to thank Rod Peterson for allowing TL Media to use portions of his show during our intermissions throughout the year. We have so many people to thank.
Yeah, our stream's going to be an extra 20 minutes after the celebration tonight, just doing all of our thank yous.
Absolutely.
Which is fine with me. I extended mine earlier by about 10 minutes thanking everyone.
Yeah, you sure did. I want to thank you for doing that. Vandalize the far boards. Takes a shot. That goes wide. And another penalty coming to Round Lake. Puts it in front. If Round Lake can kill these off, they have a golden opportunity to come back to win. Round Lake needs to kill these off.
100%. They also need to keep their frustration down. They saw a hit on their player on the sideboards that arguably should have been a penalty, and then they take two in quick succession. They need to be able to keep their emotions down, even though they might feel like they're not getting the calls they should.
They need to be like Pastor Troy and always keep their composure. Down the ice it goes. Need to come out and be ready for war. Always keep their composure. Across the blue line. Down the ice it goes, and it's in Kenaston's zone. Going into the Round Lake end. Behind the net. Kept in. Puts it on down low. Feeding it in front. Takes a shot. That missed it by a country mile. Takes a shot. Round Lake's looking to stir things up a bit. Takes a shot. Big rebound. The backhand. And an enormous save there by Bakala. No relation to Scott Bakula, I don't think.
And just to bring up the point again about frustration, Travis, right in front of the penalty box, there was fairly clear interference. The Round Lake coach is going to have to be on his guys about keeping their cool.
Well, they might need to call Pastor Troy and ask him how he always keeps his composure.
I don't understand the reference.
Google or on Spotify, go to Universal Soldier and rock out to it during the intermission. It's a good tune. It's a good pump-up tune. Kenaston wins the draw back, passes it over. Just trying to kill that clock. With 14:49 left here in the second period. Is that correct, producer Mitch?
That is correct, Travis.
That's correct. It's no Spanish Armada, but it will do. The blast from the point takes a shot, and that goes wide. They're fighting for it, and here comes Round Lake charging out across the other way. Round Lake takes a shot, stopped by Peterson. And McVeigh back across. McVeigh leaves it, takes a shot, stopped. Stop, say big rebound, another big rebound. Look here, another big rebound over in the far corner. Round Lake breaking out. Round Lake has it in the Kenaston end. Pinned along the far boards. A good defensive play there by Lashinsky. Gets it over. Down the ice. No, kept in. The backhand in front. Stopped by Peterson. Oh, a big body there. Just as Reed prescribed. And here's Round Lake with the shot. Big save by Peterson. And that's out of play.
And yeah, that hit is exactly what Round Lake needs to start doing. The Kenaston player attempted to hit the Round Lake player, but nice reverse hit, knocks him down in front of the net. Makes it tougher on Peterson as well, with a body sitting there to try and make that save.
I would not be shocked in the offseason if Peterson gets a call from the Vancouver Canucks. They have a Peterson, but his name would have to be Elias or Eli or something like that, so maybe not. Banked off the boards, down the ice it goes, and trip to the bakery, and we'll take a break. You're watching Good On Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Good On Industries, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, Shaw Agencies, Volley Aerobotics, Cork and Bone Bistro.
Conrad on the takeoff.
I think we've lost Travis's mic again. Bakula plays the puck for Round Lake. Round Lake up with it right in front of the penalty box. Pass in, but goes awry, and Kenaston picks it up, sends it back into the zone, into Round Lake zone, collected by the Round Lake defenseman. Pass up to the red line. Sent back in on Peterson, and Travis is back.
I'm back, but I still see a black screen. Oh, slow-mo hit. Hey, that was kind of cool. That was like having a slow-mo replay. Passes it cross ice. Sent down the ice. Moves it over. Up ahead. Falling down. Ran into the invisible man. 11:55 to go here in the second period. Kenaston still leads 4-1. Key to Kenaston is to play a full 60 minutes. Back the other way. Offside.
And this Kenaston team has played, obviously there's guys coming in and out, but like their mainstays like Tyler Peterson, they have played a lot of hockey in the last 4 years. At some point, you got to think that this core is going to tire out, but they just keep doing it.
Well, people thought that this year when they got off to a very a slow start for Kenaston. But here they are. 30 minutes plus away from another provincial banner. They're playing a very good team tonight, so it's not for granted either. They're going to need to play their best game if they want to win. But they always seem to answer the bell, even when down. Takes a shot, stopped by Peterson.
Well, and no matter what they have up front, they have Tyler Peterson. If he's not in the conversation for one of the best goalies in senior hockey, he should be.
He might allow the odd soft goal, but he always makes the save when needed. He might have one bad game in the series, but all he does is win, win, win no matter what. When he steps up in the building, everybody's hands go up. Yeah, that was fitting. The linesman's hand went up, but it didn't stay there. Kenaston over. Behind the net. Back the other way. Round Lake. Driving in hard. The backhand. And the net comes off.
Now, the question I have is hockey in Saskatchewan like baseball? If you win the senior A provincials in baseball, you go to a national tournament. Do they have that in hockey as well?
No.
Okay.
That's a AAA, and you'd go to the Allen Cup.
Okay, but Saskatchewan's basically gotten rid of that AAA category.
Which is unfortunate. But
yeah, Rosetown ran that for a long time.
Yeah. But Mitch, you can still call AAA if you're looking for a trip to East St. Louis. Is there any other St. Louis? There is actually, right near Prince Albert. Down the ice, behind the net, Round Lake. Behind the net. Round Lake looking for some more. Moves it up. Almost out of the zone. Falling down. Lashinsky with a good defensive play. Sent down the ice. Lashinsky. Levi Cable. Passes up ahead. Down the ice it goes with 9:42 to go here. We'll take a break and we'll probably lose my microphone. So I'll refresh while we take a break. You're watching Good on Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Western Sales, Hawks Agro, Riverbend Co-op, Kenaston Super Draft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries.
As Travis is refreshing, the faceoff is to the right of Peterson, won by Round Lake. Pass deflected, and Travis is back. Hopefully, we have his mic.
I hope so.
We do.
Excellent. Turned over. Down the ice. Lashinsky goes back for it. He scores! Round Lake scores. Nice shot. We were just talking about how good Peterson is, and then he allows goals like that. Not meaning to bash Peterson, because he is, like we said, one of the top goalies. We don't bash people here on TL Media. We just point out how we see it.
I would also like to ask, did you just say excellent?
Excellent. Like Mr. Burns.
Yeah, that's why I laughed.
It's 4-2 now for the Kenaston Blizzard. That was a much-needed goal for the Bears. Moves it up. Sent down the ice, cross-ice pass. Round Lake looking for some more. Going after it. Taken into the boards. Off a stick. Cross-ice pass. Kenaston looking for more. Oh, a big hit for Round Lake. They're getting back to their style of play. .8:44 left in the second period. It's still 4-2 in favor of Kenaston.
Can I get a drink?
Yes. Be careful, it's heavy. Let me know if I need to pour it for you.
Okay.
You already know he ain't gonna ask for help, Travis.
That's true. You probably won't. Round Lake breaking out across the red line. Bumped into the boards. Levi might. Oh, hit right in front of our vantage point. Moves it over. Down across the line. Off the boards. The wrist shot. Takes a shot. Big rebound. 8 minutes and 4 seconds left in the second period. Kenaston has a 2-goal lead. Sent down the ice. Collins back to get it. Banked off the boards. Down the ice. It's okay to ask for help. I could have got it for you. Over the blue line. Leads it over. Takes a shot. Big rebound. Kenaston breaking out. Over on the near boards. Lashinsky moves it. Excuse me. I'll pour it. I'll pour it.
Spill it all over here.
Yeah, you would.
I'm gonna spill it over here on the ground.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. Do we have a lid for this one, or did you find one? Watch your big head.
Kenaston has it in the Round Lake end, down behind the Round Lake net. Kenaston still with it, back up to defense, quick shot blocked away to the side of the net. Kenaston has the puck, sends it back. We have a whistle? No. They let them kind of tie up and wrestle around, and the play continues.
6:20 left in the second period. It's still 4-2 in favor of the Kenaston Blizzard. And we have a positive update. Levi did not spill the iced tea.
What was the big bang?
He dropped a water bottle.
Oh,
It was an empty water bottle, though, so that's good. Moves it up. Down the ice. Bumped into the boards. Thomas Ice banked off the boards and down the ice. .5:11 to go, second period. .42 is the score, still in favor of Kenaston. Sends it back, keeper sends it across. And the Round Lake fans are trying to cheer their team back into it by any means possible. As Bjornhus breaks out, 2-on-1. 2-on-1 developing, passes it over, takes a shot, big rebound. And back down behind the net. Moves it over. The blast from the blue line takes a shot and a big save there by Bakula.
And Kenaston seems content with just puck control, drain the clock, make the passes, take a slap shot from the point. If it's face off, it's still in the Round Lake end. They seem content with just slowing this game right down.
Which in theory is a good idea. But arguably in theory, communism is a good idea. But in practice, it's not.
That went 0 to 100.
5:01 left in the second period. You got to play with your foot on the gas at all times, and you can't let up. You can't let a good team like Round Lake in. 4-2, that's nothing. Round Lake's been coming back from deficits all provincials long. Behind the net, back in front. 2-on-1 developing. Here's Kenaston. Second straight 2-on-1. Big rebound. It's in the net. He scores. Kenaston is back up by 3. Not
And
much.
it looks like the fans are climbing on the glass behind Bakula, chirping at him.
Looking like Langenberg. I love our fans in Langenberg, but we're just saying that the fans are right on top of you in Langenberg. Passes it up.
And now, at what point does the thought really start to creep into the Round Lake coaching staff's mind about making this goalie change?
It's probably on their mind right already, as you said, but you gotta stay with the person that's got you there. And Bakala, he's had a really good playoff, and just two juggernauts colliding in the championship, and the shot, and that stopped by Bakula. Is that 4:14 left in the second period?
That's correct, Travis.
That never happens. I'm right twice in one night.
That's only because your wife isn't home, right?
Oh, she's home. She's sleeping.
Oh, right. She works graveyards.
Yeah. I could not do what she does. The block from the point. Banked off the boards. In the neutral zone. Cross ice, not right there. Back the other way. Stadnik. Stadnik is right there. Good to know, JBL. Good to know. How's Ron Simmons doing tonight, JBL? Congratulations on your title reign.
Is that comment a reference to something?
I'm not sure. We'll let him have his fun.
I'll just leave it alone.
We do ask that you guys need to keep the comments within the boundaries of good taste. Up ahead, down the ice. .3:14 left in the second period. Conrad McKay's out there to take the draw. He wins it back. Keeper takes a shot. That goes off a body. Up ahead. Takes a shot. Across the blue line. Has it. Oh, a little bump on Asbjorn, who says the Round Lake player was skating to the bench, saying, hey, we're not out of this yet. Taking a look at a fantasy hockey draft. She Loves You, has 218. Dude, Where's My Car has 220 in the dying stages of their fantasy quarterfinal. I do believe Dude, Where's My Car will advance to the next round.
Yes.
Down the ice it goes. Going back after it. And that's icing.
I've basically been your kryptonite this year, Travis.
I kind of forgot about it. Ever since I started my new job, I haven't really had time to do fantasy sports. 2:23 left here.
You're 15-7.
I was 15-2.
I was 5-0 to start.
And it was 8-4 for Round Lake after game 1, and Kenaston is up by 3 here in game 3. Anything can happen if you just got to believe. 2:18 in the second period. Moves it over. Here come the Bears. Thompson gets it. The shot. Big save there by Peterson.
Oh my God, my freaking rack. Oh my God.
8:34 left in the second period, and the Round Lake fans are really getting frustrated. Reed, would you say they have reason to be frustrated?
Honestly, yes, I would, Travis. I'm not keeping stats on the penalties, but Kenaston has had way more opportunities on the power play, even though we're seeing things be missed on the Kenaston Blizzard. Out in that circumstance, just take both of them. They're both mixing it up. Take both. Take control back of this game.
Yeah, it hasn't been the best officiated contest this evening.
And I will say I was told that SHA assigns the refs for this. So it's not Kenaston bringing in their own guys.
No, and for any provincial game, SHA would assign. That is our friend Kelly McClintock, SHA president, who can grow mean facial hair. I saw a picture of him, and I wish my facial hair could come in that thick. He's a good guy. If you ever have half an hour to chat hockey with, he could tell you the life story of the provincial runs from all these teams. Kenaston looking for more. Passes it over. Cross ice. Takes a shot. He scores! And the Blizzard have a 6-2 lead. Another power play goal. What a second period for Kenaston.
They have come in and taken control. That they were upset about getting beat 8-4 on home ice in game 1. They were not going to let that happen again.
Kenaston has lost multiple game 1s in this provincial run. They lost game 1 to Lorburn, came back to win. Game 1 to Kyle, came back to win. Game 1 to Round Lake, up 6-2 in game 3, and driving for more. Up 7-2 in Round Lake, against Round Lake.
I think at this point, Travis, they're really going to have to look at putting Matt Cron in the net. They've got to try to salvage something. Not saying this is all Bakala's fault. He hasn't been getting a whole lot of help, but sometimes the goalies need to be changed just to get a spark back.
Round Lake has lost all momentum. They are flat right now. This isn't Round Lake Bears hockey that we came to expect. We've seen their passionate fan base and how their style is. They're a physical team with a bit of an edge. And yeah, they've got into penalty trouble, but they've gone away from the physicality. Down 7-2. Inside a minute to go in the second period. I would not be shocked to see a Round Lake try to send a message before the end of the second period.
Yeah, like I've been saying from the start, Travis, they have the guys to do it. I'm not saying anything dirty, and they won't.
No.
But throw the body on that stretch pass that's been burning them, and lay that forward down, and it's going to change their breakout.
Just a good, clean hit to the shoulder to shoulder hit. But your best players have to be your best players, and Round Lake's missing a lot of their best players here tonight. They haven't had Dale Weiss the entire provincial run, and they're without a lot of guys tonight. A lot of guys that they hope to bring in for this provincial run just didn't materialize for whatever reason.
And are we going to get both guys taken here, Travis? I know it was behind the play, so our camera didn't catch it, but it looks like they're going to take both here.
It would appear so, yes. It will be 4-on-4.
Four on four opens the ice up a little bit more for these Round Lake speedsters. Hopefully they can get something going.
Does Round Lake have too many men out there?
Oh,
is it 5-on-5?
Yes, it is. They must have gave them offsetting misconducts.
That's one disadvantage about not being there. We can only tell you what we see. And here come the physical Bears. 7-2 after 40 minutes. Kenaston is 20 minutes away from a four-peat. We will be back after our commercial break with an episode of the Rod Peterson Show. You're watching Good On Industries Game Time on TL Media. Maybe we'll wait to make sure that both teams get off the ice safely.
I think the ref's got a pretty good handle on it.
All right, we're going to go to break.
Good On Industries, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, Shaw Agencies, Volley Aerobotics, Celebration Ford, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography, Cork and Bone Bistro, Western Sales, Hawks Agro, Riverbend Co-op, Kenaston Superdraft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries.
Captain of the Leafs joins us on the RP show today. His return. I think I can add best-selling author to that, Rick. Am I right? You had a book out the last time we chatted. How'd that go?
I mean, I can't complain about it. It was well written. Scotty Morrison did the writing, and it was unbelievable to read it myself, actually, and look it over and see everything. It was quite good.
Well, proud of you for doing that. There's no easy way to write a book, and I'm sure you learned a lot about yourself too, even though it was an autobiography. Rick, I'm going to start here. With the Leafs home to the Avalanche tonight, that's one thing that I love about Toronto. There's just that vibe in Toronto when the Leafs are home tonight. I'm sure you feel it right now. What are your thoughts on the game tonight?
Well, I'm going to the game. My wife and I are going down, and we have an alumni box right on the 200 level, so it's a good view. And I'm not really sure what's going to happen. The Avalanche bulked up before the deadline and at the deadline, so they're a pretty good hockey team. But the Leafs, I mean, they destroyed Calgary, although it didn't look like Calgary was really that interested in the game. It was almost like 10 minutes into it, it was over. So it was kind of an easy one for the Leafs, but should be a good game tonight, though.
I saw the quote from Berube before that game that the Leafs were pissed off with their slump and the way that they've been playing. You've seen this literal front row seat for decades, Rick. Is this year's team different than the rest? And Berube would make it different than the rest. What makes people think that it will be different?
Well, I think there's no question that it's a different team. I think they're obviously the coach makes a big difference in the way they play. And they play a little bit better defensively than they have in the past because of Berube coming in. Their goaltending's been awesome this year. I mean, it's just been incredible. And I think that's probably what's going to carry them through. And the problem is, if they don't finish first in their division, they're playing Florida or Tampa in the first round. And so far over the years, that hasn't gone.
No, we've seen how that's worked out. Before you came on, Rick, I asked the viewers if they had any questions for you. That's, to me, always the funnest part. So Kirk is watching in Toronto on Game Plus television, and he says, Rick, Mr. Vibe, could you please tell us what it was like playing in old Chicago Stadium for the Blackhawks and those stairs down to the dressing room? What was that like, Rick?
Well, it was good. I mean, I loved Chicago Stadium with the big organ and everything, and the fans, like before with the national anthem we played. I mean, you could barely hear the anthem at the end of it because the fans were so loud, especially in the playoffs.
And that Leafs jersey, I would assume it's the one that that you played in. Is that your favorite Leaf jersey? It's mine.
Well, I like the new ones better than the ones we wore. We had the blue all the way down the sleeve on the white jerseys and vice versa. I think the ones now are a little bit cooler than ours. I think there was just a little bit too much all the way down the arm. And it was kind of, I don't know. I like the new one, the ones they wear today over the ones that we wore back in the 80s.
Good. Well, I'm glad I asked. It was a different time, Rick. And well, hey, this team does a lot more winning in these, I guess, than what it was in the 80s. Where is this here? BW. Oh, Scott in Vancouver writes, and he says, do you spend any time in PEI these days, Rick? Do you have a tie to the island, Rick?
Well, yeah, I do. I moved there when I was, how old was I? 10 years old, 10 and a half. And I met my wife there, and we've been, well, it'll be 45 years married this June. Yeah, which, I mean, it's been a long road and a lot of moves. I mean, when you think about being born in Ottawa, moving to Amherst, Nova Scotia, moving to Charlottetown, PEI, going to play junior in Sherbrooke, Quebec, going to Birmingham, Alabama in the WHA, Vancouver, Toronto, Chicago, Buffalo, St. John, or Charleston, South Carolina, St. John, New Brunswick, Oakville, and now Hull. So that's a lot of moving. And I mean, especially when you got traded back then, like I remember getting traded from Chicago to Buffalo the day after Christmas. My in-laws were in town from Prince Edward Island for the holidays. My wife was pregnant. We had a 2-year-old, and I had a 1:00 flight. I was supposed to play that night in Buffalo, but didn't make it because of a snowstorm. And I didn't see my family until February 4th. And that was very, very difficult.
Oh, no doubt. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. These types of stories. Like I'm living in Florida. I'm not sure whether you knew or not. The hockey capital, Rick. But Alabama, South Carolina, you got to tell me what it was like living in those towns and playing pro hockey in Alabama and South Carolina in the 70s.
Well, Birmingham was a little different. I mean, we did have we averaged about 11,000 a game, which, was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't awesome, but it wasn't terrible. It was different. There's no question about that. When I was in Charleston, I was coaching in the ECHL, and I loved Charleston. I fell in love with that city. It was just incredible. And I was there 5 years. I had a year left in my contract, and I wanted to sign a new contract. The owner wouldn't pay me, so I ended up going to the American League in St. John, New Brunswick.
Yeah, where you had a history with Atlantic Canada. Well, that's cool. I'm just looking up your hockey DB here. 5 seasons with the South Carolina Stingrays, and then St. John, and then Mississauga in the O. And then who was the Dundas Real McCoys?
That's a senior team in not far from Hamilton. And hell, I was 41 when I went there to play. And I didn't realize until I started playing that I was playing against guys in their 20s, early 30s. And I'm like, oh my God, this is probably not where I should be right now. But we hosted
Oh,
the
yeah.
Allen Cup here, and we didn't win it, but we hosted it, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, hey, you're a winner. And as I look at this, South Carolina Stingrays, you won the Coast in 1997. So you're a hell of a coach as well as a tremendous hockey player. And you talk about a brush with the owners. Well, Rick, I can tell you're playing. You look great. Thanks for the time. It's always a pleasure, man. You're such a great ambassador for the Leafs. That's why they have you doing it in the NHL. And take care, enjoy the playoffs, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
Yeah. All right. I love it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Rick. Enjoy the game tonight. Toronto Maple Leafs, great. Rick Vive. Oh, yeah. Scott writes in, it's from Vancouver. He says, I was crushed when the Leafs traded him to Chicago. Tony from Cochrane says, effing Ballard. BW in Edmonton says, nicely worded, Rod. What was? I don't even remember. We'll be right back with a sports update and viewer takeover in a moment. We're live on Game Plus TV, streaming live and podcasting wherever the best podcasts are found.
Good On Industries, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, Shaw Agencies, Volley Aerobotics, Celebration Ford, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography, Cork and Bone Bistro, Western Sales, Hawks Agro, Riverbend Co-op, Kenaston Superdraft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries. Today's Furniture and Electronics.
Hey there, Rocket fans. Hope you're having a good time watching the hockey game. Rockets hopefully are winning. Make sure you come check out today's Furniture Electronics. We're here in Redvers. Phone us at 452-6309 or check us out on Facebook.
Today's Furniture and Electronics.
Go Rockets, go. Hey, Murray here from today's Furniture and Electronics in Redvers. Are you watching your hockey game on a TV this size? If not, you better come check it out. We've got them on sale.
Good On Industries, Young's Equipment, Zaley Furniture, Shaw Agencies, Volley Aerobotics, Celebration Ford, So Creative, Wanda Heron Photography, Cork and Bone Bistro, Western Sales, Hawks Agro, Riverbend Co-op, Kenaston Superdraft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries.
We appear to have lost Mitch. Not sure what's going on there. Travis, do you have any updates? Travis must be busy. Oh, and we now lost Travis as well. We're experiencing technical difficulties in Kenaston. Not sure where producer Mitch is.
No, I don't know where producer Mitch is.
Yeah.
If anyone has any information on the whereabouts of producer Mitch, please tell him to get to the broadcast location for period number 3.
Where's Dave White? Isn't he from that area?
A lot of great people are from that area, and maybe I'll text Chad Furby and see if... Maybe I'll just text Mitch.
He hasn't been active in 2 hours.
Maybe he won the pot of gold.
And he just went home.
Wouldn't be the first time. It would be the first time that he's won the pot of gold, though. And oh, where has producer Mitch gone? Oh, where could he be? Oh, thank God they came back. He just needed to hear me sing. Where'd you go?
We are glad to have producer Mitch back at the broadcast location. What happened, Mitch? Mitch must not have his headphones in.
7-2. Third period. Reed, did you see anything like this coming?
No, especially not after game 1 in Kenaston. It almost seemed like the smaller ice of Kenaston helped Round Lake, but tonight is a completely different story.
Round Lake had it behind their own net, trying to get a touchdown to take a 2-point lead. But since there's no touchdowns in hockey, they trail by 5. Breaking in with the shot. That goes high and wide. Kept in. Sent up ahead. Passes over. Back in front. And hard going back the other way. Kenaston in, charging. And it goes right down into Kenaston territory. Over at the far boards. Looking for Collins. Kept in with a shot. That goes wide. Chipped out of play. (7-2) is the score in favor of Kenaston. Last year, Kenaston won Game 3 against Lawson 10-5, which is featured in our highlight package in our introduction. The shot, big rebound, big save there by Dakala. Oh, producer Mitch.
Must be having some technical difficulties. Good thing we have a banner for that. Nope, that's the Canada flag. There we go.
Forgot all the Canada flag. I love Canada. I don't want it to be the 51st state. The election is coming up. Oh, good. Mitch is coming.
I will just keep this up until we're sure his camera's working.
Excellent. Oh, look at that hit. Both teams are sped up at least 5 times. It's like the video's trying to catch up. Moves it up ahead. Turned over. And one of my kids is up and out of bed. And I'm downstairs. Hopefully they're just getting the water. Down the ice. They were in bed, but why don't they ever stay in bed? Backhanded feed over. But it is the start of spring break. We'll be a little lenient. Shot by Peterson. Peterson holds on and makes the save.
Is it frowned upon to have locking doorknobs that lock from the outside for your kids?
I'd have to say so. A shot of one of Round Lake's most passionate fans, Shawnee Bear.
She seemed to be checking out Mitch's camera.
Faceoff comes down in the Kenaston end. Up ahead, dumped down the ice. Got to play Decla. Moves it over. Across. Takes a shot. That goes wide. Big rebound. Oh, 17:07 left in the third period. Kenaston is 17 minutes away from a provincial championship. They look depleted. They look dejected on the Round Lake bench. Something you don't usually.
I don't think they were expecting coming into this game and just getting pounced on the way they did. They've been doing the pouncing all provincials, but this Kenaston team is just something different.
Yeah. Like, you win game one, and you think, oh, we just have to win one more. And what's on our home ice? Wrong. If you can solve the mystery that is the Kenaston Blizzard for 2 games in a row, Kenaston just doesn't lose 2 games in a playoff series. Or they haven't for the last 4 years. They're a dynasty. They are the powerhouse of Saskatchewan senior hockey as Round Lake breaks in. Round Lake's not done yet tonight either. I wouldn't be shocked if they get a couple goals and make it very interesting as Kenaston breaks out, passes over, back, and an enormous save there as the puck goes in near producer Mitch. 18:15 left, Mitch, or what am I seeing on the clock?
16-17.
16-17. Those two numbers are right beside each other. Very good.
Yes, they are.
Behind the net. Passes it up across the blue line. Here comes Kenaston down the ice. 7-2 is the score, but really, it's a lot closer than the score indicates. A break here or there in Round Lake it could easily only be about 4-3. Or Round Lake could easily be in the lead. It's not indicative of the score, of how the game's play has been. Round Lake's held their own with the Juggernauts. Takes a shot. Moves it up. Takes a shot. That goes wide. 15:38 left in the third period. Kenaston leads 7-2. Now, Reed, what do you think has to happen for Round Lake to get back into this one?
They're going to need some extremely physical play just to set the tone of how they usually play. They've gotten away from it this game.
Well, I'm also going to say that they need to score a few goals and score a few goals quick. Turnover. In front. They takes a shot. Big save there. Another big save. Dakula is not the reason that the score is where it is. He has played lights out this evening. Two-man takes Kenaston into the boards. And the Round Lake contingent is not impressed. Hollering at the official down low. Down the ice, and we're going to take a break. You're watching Good on Industries Game Time on Deal Media.
Celebration Ford. So creative. Wanda Heron Photography. Cork and Bone Bistro.
Travis, I have a very special graphic for what you were saying about 16-17. It seems like we have lost Travis's mic again. Round Lake with the puck, sending it up over the blue line. Nice little dipsy doodle move around, but Peterson makes the save. Kenaston carries the puck up as my video freezes. And Travis is back.
We're back. I think.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Kenaston breaking in, goes down. Another undisciplined play for Round Lake. But not called by the officials, it would appear. Like, what's a penalty? What's a penalty tonight?
It's been definitely a question. No, they are calling something.
Well, might as well call and order Mitch a pizza.
Maybe that's where you went at the end of the second period.
4-5-3-3-3-3. Pizza 73. Gets it back. Feeds it down low. Gets it. Takes a. Taken into the boards right in front. And the Howitzer down the ice. It is a power play for Kenaston. Up by 5 with 13:10 remaining. Cross ice, takes a shot. Big rebound. Passes over. And the whistles in the stands sometimes confuse me whether the ref blew the whistle or if it was just the loud fans. Cable behind the net. Behind the net. Passes over. Sends it down. Cross ice. He missed the net. That would have sealed it. Lashinsky passes over. Takes a shot. Missed the net. Round Lake looks like they're standing still out there. But are they standing still? Out of the corner of their eye. Down the ice. 11:55 left in the third period. Passes it up. Cross ice pass. Takes a shot. Stopped by Dakila. Down the ice it goes with 11:40. Both teams are back to full strength. Sent down the ice. Round Lake goes after it. Coughs it up, but they get it back. The blast. And a big save there by Peterson, and we'll take a break. You're watching Good on Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Western Sales, Hawks Agro, Riverbend Co-op, Kenaston Super Draft. Streaming services provided by Longman Apiaries.
This is our final hockey broadcast of the season. Our next broadcast on TL Media will be Victoria Day Monday, when the best nine-man football prospects in Manitoba take on the best nine-man football prospects in Saskatchewan. Live from Neelan High School in Brandon, Manitoba. Takes a shot. A big save there by Peterson, who holds on for a whistle. You gotta hand it to Kenaston. They could have easily folded up shop after dropping game one convincingly to Round Lake. But the coaching staff on this Kenaston Blizzard team, well, if Kenaston holds on, we'll ask, what do you say to these guys after dropping game one in seemingly every series you're in? The toughest game to win is the second one at all time. The elimination one. And even last year against Kindersley, Kenaston faced elimination and went to triple overtime. A game seen live right here on TL Media. Well, that was our largest audience ever on. And Kindersley came within one shot, ending the dynasty. Banked up ahead. Let's take a break. You're watching Good on Industries Game Time on TL Media.
Celebration Ford. So creative. Wanda Heron Photography. Cork and Bone Bistro.
Well, and you got to ask yourself too, Travis, if this Round Lake team can't end the Blizzards dynasty, who can? Like, how are they going to find a team or build a team to beat this Kenaston Blizzards organization? And if you're talking, I can't hear you, Travis. Round Lake has the puck back in their end. Number 14, Ryan Stratton with it. Carries it up. Pass down. Collected by Kenaston. Nice hit along the boards there. Bakala out to play it. And Travis is back.
All Kenaston does is win. And they're showing tonight. Falling down the Bear player. Number 21, he's no worse for wear. He gets right back up. 9:04 remaining in the third period. Driving in hard, the Bears. Takes a shot. Stopped by Peterson. Inside 9 minutes to go in the third period. It remains 7-2 in favor of the Kenaston Blizzard.
Well, and Travis, it's the same in Kenaston League play. Davidson was by far on paper the better team and still didn't have an answer for the Kenaston Blizzard, as we have a little bit of a mix-up in front of the Kenaston bench. But it's gotten to the point where nobody has an answer for this Blizzard's organization.
And when do you think they're out? When they even finish in second place in the regular season. Come playoff time, it's a whole new ball game.
It's just crazy to me, the run that this organization has been on, this small town supporting them so good.
Absolutely. And they have been so generous to us too, Kenaston. Thanks to Chad Furby for making this all happen.
Producer Mitch just put in the chat there won't be post-game of the celebration because his phone is going to die.
But instead, we will chat and we will do sign-offs and everything. Our thank yous and... banks off the boards. Passes over. Good. Knocked off his stick. A good play. Sent down the ice. .7:44 left. And Round Lake has scored.
It would appear that way.
No real celebration, though. Face-off is at center ice. It is a goal. 7-3 now. Offside is the call. 7:37 left in the third period. Faceoff comes out in the neutral zone. Cross ice pass.
And it's a penalty to Kenaston.
And Round Lake is getting back into this one. You can't put. You gotta play. Make sure that you're playing discipline. Round Lake is on the power play. This is a must-score power play. Takes a shot. That goes wide of the net. 7:15 remains in the third period. Sent down, kept in, passes over. Spinning around. 7 minutes to go. Passes over. 6:50 left. Third period. Kenaston has a 7-3 lead. They lose it, and it goes out of the zone. Down the ice all the way. Round Lake has it in the neutral zone. Pass across ice. Down the ice it goes. 6:15 left in the third period. In 5:58 now. Sounds like my kids are running a marathon upstairs. I'll be right back.
I will take over on play-by-play here for a minute. The face-off to the right of Tyler Peterson. Round Lake player goes a little bit early on the face-off. He will be... No, they're not going to kick him out of the face-off. They get ready again. Round Lake wins the faceoff back to the defenseman, up to the half boards, back to the defenseman, pass across the blue line to the other side, back to the original defenseman, shot down into the corner where Round Lake collects it. Battle for behind the net. Kenaston comes out with it, fires it down the ice, back out to play it as Kenaston is still on the penalty kill. Round Lake into the zone. Nice hit along the board. Another collision there. And we are going to get a penalty on the Round Lake Bears as they are mixing it up against the sideboards. Round Lake player looked a little bit upset with how he was being treated there. Turned around, pulled down the Kenaston player, and he will go to the box. There might be more coming out of this, but we will wait and see.
.5:24 left in the third period. 7-3 for the Kenaston Blizzard. Kenaston is looking for their... Now, someone pull up the exact numbers. Will this be their fourth consecutive provincial championship and their third consecutive league that they won earlier? Dave or Stacy, can you let us know? You guys are beauties on the broadcast.
The Monday Nooner podcast from March 23rd says the Kenaston Blizzard have won 26 league and provincial series in a row. They're looking for their fourth consecutive double banner season.
That is very much impressive. Wow. There's got to be something in the water in Kenaston.
And Saskatoon.
And surrounding area. And they all just flock to Kenaston. Dakala has to be careful of it. Turns it over. The shot, big rebound, backhand. He scores. 8-3 now is the score. And the TL Media Decision Desk is declaring this one in the favor of the Kenaston Blizzard. Another power play goal. Power plays. We knew special teams would be the difference. As we saw last night, Kenaston got into some penalty trouble, and both of these teams have lethal power plays. Tough to tell how much time is left. 4:37 remaining in the third period. Kenaston leads 8-3. If you missed it earlier, the Red vs. Rockets won provincial D championship with a 5-3 victory over the Edam Three Stars. Turned over. Round Lake. 4:15 remains in the third period. Kenaston 8. Round Lake 3. And things might be about to get ugly here in Kenaston.
That was a blatant hit from behind, Travis. If this is not more than 2, I would be seriously questioning what is happening there. Blatant hit from behind with an injury. That needs to be more than a 2-minute penalty.
Yes, potentially a 5 in a game. Which player was it?
I'm not sure who got hit.
Gotta hope that everyone is okay. There's more important things than hockey. Like, you gotta think that they have lives off the rink, and you don't want an injury in senior hockey to affect your day-to-day life.
No, and there was just no need for that hit, Travis. Battle along the boards, that's fine. But the extra coming in and hitting him like that, you're going to need to, not only for just the hit itself, but you're going to need to see a major penalty here for the fact of keeping the last 4 minutes of this game under control. Because the next time that Kenaston player gets on the ice, I will guarantee that it is not good.
No, I definitely agree. Refs need to maintain some sort of order here in this one. I don't see any Kenaston player going to the penalty box.
There was an arm up, but I don't either. And none of them have skated to the dressing room either.
Five on five we play.
I can't believe that.
I'm stunned. Dumps it down the ice. Oh yeah, looks like he left his feet with the intent to hit him there, but no call. 3:37 to go in the third period. Passes it over. Banked off the boards, down the ice. Plays in the neutral zone. Now it's keeper. Keeper in his own end. Keeper across. Keeper passes it over. Ahead. 2:55 remaining in the third period. The fans are ready to celebrate. Cross ice pass. Up across the blue line. Takes a shot. That goes high. Congratulations to the Provincial D champion Redverse Rockets, the Provincial C champion Foam Lake Flyers, the Provincial B champions, the Davidson Cyclones. I can guarantee that should Kenaston hold on, it's going to be a late night at the Kenaston Arena, especially for a Sunday.
I've got to think that some of these provincial championships that are ending on Sunday today, some of those guys have taken tomorrow off of work.
I would hope so, because there's no better tasting beers than trophy championship beers.
And it's going to be a Round Lake power play here.
I must score. They need to score every 30 seconds. Back the other way. Kenaston gets it out. They dump it down the ice shorthanded. Moves it up. Turns it over. Back. Round Lake gets it across the blue line. Over down the ice. Minute 38 left in the third period. Passes it up ahead. Gervais. The backhand takes a shot. Over. Back. Minute 15, minute 7 to play. Shot. Big rebound. Inside 1 minute to play in the third period. Moves it over. Up ahead. 47 seconds. Tick-tock. 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 Back. Takes a shot. That hits the leg and goes out to the neutral zone. Inside. 30 seconds remaining in the game. 28. 27. Down the ice. They send it down shorthanded. The crowd's ready to celebrate. The horns are going off. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The more things change, the more they stay the same. The Blizzards are champions once again. Back to back in A and their fourth in a row. Congratulations to the Kenaston Blizzards on another double banner season. Oh, baby. Incredible. 27 consecutive series wins for the Kenaston Blizzards. A dynasty. You got to tip your hat to the Round Lake Bears, too. Nothing to hang your heads about. You had the Blizzard on the ropes Game 2 on your home ice. You crept back into it. You got within 1. But the championship pedigree of the Blizzard reigned supreme. And the leadership. You got Jakubowski, Jewell, Asbjornhus, Hagen. All the returning players. All the core players for Kenaston.
And of course, we got to toss his name out again. Tyler Peterson.
Absolutely.
I don't think when the games matter that man has lose in his vocabulary.
No. He likes to make things a little difficult of himself, dropping game 1s, but when the game's on the line and your season's on the line, Peterson delivers.
And it also helps when your offense puts up 8 for you.
That definitely does not hurt.
Nice show of class between the two organizations here.
And Round Lake, congratulations on making it to the championship. Defeating some pretty strong teams along the way. In the first round, they beat the Belcaris Bronx. Then in the second round, they knocked off the Lumsden Monarchs.
Did it not go Wynyard then Lumsden?
Right. Belcaris, Wynyard, Lumsden. And then they lost out to the juggernaut Kenaston Blizzard after beating 3 of the strongest teams in Saskatchewan. Does it ever get old, if you're a Blizzards fan, seeing your team hoist a championship?
No, it will never get old. A town this small, just think of all the youth in the community that are seeing this. The same as the Round Lake Bears. The youth are looking up to these great players and their mentors, even if they never talk to the kids in person. Watching them win like this just gives motivation to everyone.
Absolutely. That's what senior hockey is all about. Reuniting communities and cultures. And lots of different cultures in this one. But there's only one culture, and that's hockey. Hockey culture. It brings everyone together. And the trophy celebration continues in Kenaston. We may lose producer Mitch, but we're not gonna sign off for it'll be a bit until we sign off. We have some thank yous to do, and the wonderful fans that made this series enjoyable. I very much enjoyed my time last night in Round Lake. I met some amazing people, and it was a joy to be in Round Lake last night. All the Bears fans, give yourself a pat on the back.
Well,
And
and to the whole Ochapowace First Nation, it's an absolutely beautiful building. Anybody I've heard that went there say that the fans are incredible. The elders from Ochapowace First Nation are amazing. They have themselves an amazing program. If they can get into a league where they can fit under the import rules, it'll be awesome.
absolutely, yes, and I enjoyed my time there last night. But we have lost producer Mitch, so I said this last night. This is my least favorite thing to say on our broadcast. So I'm going to save it for a little bit. Reed, I want to thank you for coming aboard and doing an absolutely amazing job with everything I asked you to do, whether it be camera or just coming along to hang out or stepping in and helping do commentary or doing a play-by-play for a provincial championship game or sales. Reed, you are an amazing person, and thank you for your help. Everything
Yeah,
this year. You're the
that
MVP of this season.
that means a lot, Travis, and it's been fun. It's crazy to think how it was all started from a random message when we did that SJHL game in Carlisle, and it just went from there. I've been watching for 2-3 years now, probably, and it was great to step in and be of assistance, make two new amazing friends. I know Mitch isn't here to hear it, but you guys are awesome. This has been a lot of fun, and build on it next year.
Absolutely, and we're going to be in touch throughout the summer, and we're going to hang out quite a bit. Um, anyway, I'm getting to my least favorite part of the year. I would like to thank my wife, Shannon, my kids, my mom, my sister, all of our wonderful sponsors, so many too many to name, all the love and support that you guys have shown us this entire year. And this is my happy place, being behind the microphone. Whether you're going through something or not, you always need a happy place. I want to thank all of our followers. And we had a really bad end to last year with our Facebook page being hacked and losing everything. But the joke's on him. We're back and we're better than ever. And next year will be our 5th season. And we're going to do even more than we did this year. And we did a lot this year. We did junior football, the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League, at least 14 different leagues. We did 3 provincial championships. And we could not do it without all of you fans giving encouragement every step of the way. I hope you all have a wonderful summer. And I should mention that our next broadcast will be on Victoria Day for a football. But that's probably not the clientele that would tune in for a Saskatchewan Provincial Hockey League Championship game. So our next hockey broadcast won't be until the fall because we're done. Provincials are done. Congratulations to all of the winners. And I wish everyone a very happy and healthy summer. Until we talk to you guys again, I love all our viewers and our sponsors and all the teams that have been so generous to us. Take care of yourself and each other. Have a great summer.